But now on BBC One, it's time for the news and sport with Michael Burke and David Icke. The time, 9:40.
President George Bush has called an emergency meeting with leaders of Congress to cut the United States' huge budget deficit. After only one day in the White House, he started using what he calls the firm hand of the presidency. And cricket in confusion tonight as the courts are brought in to prevent a ban on players going to South Africa. Good evening. And now on the opening day of Rugby Union's Five Nations Championship, here with the sports news is David Icke.
Scotland exposed the problems besetting Welsh rugby with an emphatic victory at Murrayfield. They beat last year's winners of the Triple Crown by 23 points to 7. Football, the First Division leaders Arsenal had a scare against one of the bottom clubs, Sheffield Wednesday. Imre Varadi gave Wednesday the lead at Highbury, and Arsenal had an anxious wait for Paul Merson's equaliser. David Speedy maintained Coventry's challenge with the winner in the 2-1 victory over Wimbledon. Manchester United's young team have been attracting attention, and at West Ham today, they showed why. Rob Bonnet was there.
Manchester United's young, little-known faces. The Fergie Babes, as they've been called, have been suddenly required to bear the full weight of the Old Trafford traditions. The presence of the club's most eminent director, once a Busby Babe, constantly reminds of a glorious past. His praise is fulsome.
They've been brilliant, the little lads. They've gone into situations where you would expect hardened professionals to suffer, you know, but they've enjoyed it, and good luck to them.
But it was the senior players who largely shaped this match. First, Bruce's trip on Rosinia, inside the area, according to the referee. Brady had missed on Wednesday, not today. Robson, his opposite number, was back from injury, an unwelcome sight for McKnight in the West Ham goal, as was Strachan. United's first Upton Park win in 21 years was on its way. In the second half, Manchester were doubly fortunate to take the lead. Martin looked offside and then received the luck his director had wished on him. But United's third conclusive goal was pure quality. Strachan's kick found Bruce, he set up McClare. As West Ham's league season crumbles, United gain points on the leaders. Yet, in January, all the issues are still alive. West Ham 1, Manchester United 3.
John Aldridge and Ian Rush both scored for Liverpool in the 2-0 win over Southampton, and Brian Clough's controversial week ended with a standing ovation from the crowd and a 4-0 win for Nottingham Forest over Aston Villa. Arsenal are now 6 points clear of Norwich, who play Millwall tomorrow, Forest off 5th. In the second division, Sergei Baltacha became the first Soviet player to play in the league, and he scored as Ipswich beat Stoke 5-1. In Scotland, Ali McCoist was among the scorers as Rangers beat Dundee 3-1, and they extend their lead to 2 points over Dundee United, who drew with Hearts. Celtic won 3-1 at Hibernian, while Aberdeen won 2-0 at Motherwell. Britain's figure skating champion Joanne Conway has failed to win a medal at the European Championships in Birmingham. 17-year-old Joanne finished 6th. She was lying second when she took part in the free skating event this afternoon, but once again during a major championship, her nerves affected her performance. The women's gold medal was won by Claudia Leisner of West Germany.
From the newsroom, good night.
On Friday week, the first of a new series of Allo Allo.
Everywhere.
Madam Edith has an unusual voice. René, was it trained?
Oh, yes. But it escaped and returned to the wild.
Endeavor always to be refined, madame, in my thoughts, my words, and my deeds.
You animal, you.
Allo Allo, a new series starting on Friday week on BBC One.
Listen very carefully. I shall say this only once.
Now, back to this Wednesday night, and it's Sports Night with Steve Ryder.
Good evening.
And now, the officials are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. Fight fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and purple, official weight 17 stone 9 pounds. He holds the WBC International Silver Belt and has a perfect professional record consisting of 16 fights, 16 victories, including 13 big wins by knockout, and his last 12 fights, all wins by KO. From Brixton, the undefeated Billion, the body snatcher, and across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red, officially weighing in at 17 stone 7 pounds. Since capturing Olympic gold, he has a perfect professional record. 14 fights, 14 victories, 14 knockouts, and he holds the WBC International Championship. From London, the Olympic gold medal heavyweight fighting pride of the UK, the undefeated Commonwealth heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua.
Spoke to you both in the dressing room, you both know what I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both you want your heads in close, good luck to you both. Judge clubs.
Howard Foster in charge of 35 stone of power and malevolence. This one has had a real bad edge about it. A lot of trash talking, a lot of nastiness. White trying to go Joshua. Joshua not taking the bait. Now it becomes very real indeed.
Seconds out, first round.
Officially for the Commonwealth and the vacant British title. But an awful lot on the line personally for these two as well. White says he wants to expose Joshua as a fake. Joshua wants revenge for that defeat in the amateurs. And they've certainly come out fast, and White is certainly setting his stall out here. And if he does land one of those big, wide swinging hooks of his, let's see what happens. But at the moment, Joshua very watchful.
I just like that White came out jabbing, and we get to see,
Joshua nails him with a left hand. White in trouble already. The legs looked a little bit unsteady for a moment there. It was the left hook that did it.
He's too reckless. He's got to take it to Joshua, but you've got to think what you're doing. He's not thinking enough. He's far too reckless, White.
Well, I think he came out jabbing. He was looking to establish the jab, but Joshua's now caught him. And we'll see how his mentality changes.
But you can't match Joshua for power. You can see the right hand that White's throwing. There's no real power behind it. He's not set himself properly. A great shot from Joshua.
Sees that right hand coming.
Yeah, he can't get into this kind of fight with Joshua. He's got to stay behind the jab that he started the fight with. Regardless of the kind of success, just that jab, that at least will keep Joshua at bay in some ways.
But he's not really a boxer, Paulie. You know, that's not what he's good at. He's a powerhouse that gets people out of there. and I really don't see him outboxing Joshua for any great length of time. He's got to use his power and try and get Joshua. Joshua hasn't been tested. He's got to test him.
Of course, no. Joshua being an Olympian, of course, we know he can box, but at least what I'm saying is, if Dillian Whyte can keep using the jab, it'll keep Joshua
again
busy.
with one of those left hands. For the second time, it's the left that's shaken Dillian Whyte. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but you just get the sense that any second something could go off here. And again a wobble. Again it was the left. Then a right comes through. Joshua sticks his tongue out at Whyte. Whyte in survival mode here already. The legs don't look good at all. And Joshua just grins at him. And Whyte is starting to come apart here already.
Whyte's got a hold. Whyte's got a hold. He's got a hold.
He's not doing it. He can't do it. He's still got nearly 45 seconds to get through here. Big swing and a miss from Whyte. Oh, nice uppercut ripping in there. Whyte showing he's got a chin and a heart. But he can't fight like this for much longer. Can he even get through the first round?
Joshua's got a big smile on his face as he walks him down.
Can't miss him, can he? Whyte just swinging and hoping, and Joshua smirking at him with contempt.
Joshua is just in a different level from Whyte, and there's no getting away from that. He's in a totally different level from Whyte.
Well, I'll tell you, it'll do Whyte's psyche a bit of good if he can hear that bell. He's really had to dig in here. There was a good minute of a barrage he had to sustain and get through there. Can he hear that bell? That in itself will be an achievement.
It seems like he's got cleared some of the cobwebs. He got out of the round.
Okay. Well, that was Joshua hitting after the bell and Whyte not having any of it. Whyte's lost control. Whyte has lost control completely. Now what's happening here? Everybody's in the ring. Everybody.
I hope Whyte doesn't want to get disqualified. He's a boxer. He knows discipline is required, and he threw several punches after the bell. Don't tell me that he wants to be disqualified.
Well, Jonathan Banks has separated him, but some of his entourage, who we've never seen before, flew into that ring. And Banks is taking him by the hand and sitting him back down. Goodness knows who those guys were.
I don't know if this many guys are allowed in the ring, right?
They're not.
Under normal rules, somebody should be disqualified here.
Listen, he was hit after the bell, there's no question about that. He reacted to that, you can't blame him, but he should not have continued to react to it. He would still be throwing punches at Joshua now if they hadn't pulled him away.
Yeah, I don't like that they separated them, and then Whyte came back for yet another attempt at taking a swipe at Joshua.
Yeah,
at that point, you've been separated. Let's go back to your corner.
Yeah, he was right to react. He was hit after the bell, but not to continue reacting. That was bang out of order.
Tell you what, it sets up a nice second round, though.
I was going to say, if you weren't excited enough by the first round, what about what happened after the bell had gone?
Yeah, well, the problem is Whyte had his best moments after the bell, I think.
He's got to get back on that jab, but Jim, I know he probably can't outbox Joshua, but at least he's got to keep Joshua busy. If he's putting a jab on Joshua, Joshua can't set up his hurtful punches.
Now, Howard Foster doing absolutely the right thing here and just taking the sting out of it, calming everybody, calming the two boxers down. And this crowd is getting super heated as well.
And I like what Foster's doing. He's trying to take charge right now because at the end of that first round, he was at risking losing control of this fight. Yeah. I like what he's doing right now.
And both boxers were at fault for what happened, don't forget. So, round two then of this 12-rounder. Of a fight that had plenty of nastiness attached to it already. And it spilled out there after the bell.
You see what happens when Whyte jabs at Joshua? He at least backs him up. Not to say that he's going to hurt him, but he keeps Joshua on the defensive in some ways. And at least it keeps Joshua from setting up his own powerful punches.
Well, Jonathan Banks did a great job just calming his man down and protecting him there. Just pinned him in a neutral corner, then took him back and settled him down. And what's Banks said just to calm Dillian Whyte down, and as you said, Paul, he starts off with the jab, but Joshua looking to tee off with those big, solid shots of his.
I like to see Joshua return the jab, though. You know, right? I think Joshua's too reliant on the power shot. I know he hurts him, but I like to see Joshua start jabbing back at Whyte.
I think in the heavyweight division, if you can come through the other guy's power, then it's just a matter of time, and I think that's the problem for Whyte at the moment. Joshua can come through his power, come through what he's got, And it's a matter of time. I would like to see White trying a real solid right hand. He's going to have to take chances because he is not going to get himself into this fight any other way.
But can you take a chance against Anthony Joshua?
He's got to get off the ropes right now. You don't want to be there with Anthony Joshua.
White trying to do just that. Joshua, big right uppercut, followed up with a straight left. The legs wobbled again. And again, Dylan White threatening to unravel here. But Joshua's picking him off as the guard drops a solid, crunching right hook. White can certainly take a punch.
Oh, he's hurt him.
And he shook Joshua. He shook Joshua.
Joshua's hurt.
Joshua's in big trouble. Massive turnaround here. White going for it.
White's got to be careful not to punch himself out, though.
This is what I mean, Paulie. You've got to use your own power. You're fighting a man who's untested. Test his chin out, and White's done that.
Big right hand from White.
He was like a wounded animal. Back to the ropes. He had nowhere to go. Nothing to do except fight, and he threw a big shot.
And it landed. It was all or nothing. And Joshua, for the first time in his career as a professional, shaken. And he's breathing hard again after that body shot.
That was a nice body shot, by
it really was.
They don't call him the body snatcher for nothing, I guess.
So Joshua.
I like to see Joshua get on the jab, though. He's still not really using the jab. I want to see that jab from Joshua. He's a big man. Establish the length.
Joshua has never been in this situation before. He's never had to fight. He's having to fight tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to lose control. Get on the jab. Do what got you here. Do what won you that Olympic gold medal.
And he's been hurt tonight. There's another one of those body shots that White got him with earlier. They've both been shaken and they've both gritted their teeth and dug it out. What a round this has been. Joshua not looking good on his legs at all, and White continuing to work the body.
Great body shots by White. Great comeback round by Dillian White, I gotta say.
Anthony Joshua has had all that smugness knocked right out of his face. No grinning and leering now. This became hard work in that last round for Anthony Joshua.
Joshua's gotten on the jab here. Let's see. You want to see him just be rhythmic with it. Use that jab, use the feints with it. The way White was actually doing.
Paulie, I think Joshua came out for the second round thinking the job was done. And it wasn't done, and he got himself in trouble.
Yeah,
concentration is so important here, especially in the heavyweight division.
And it's White that's shown a bit of confidence here. I wonder if he'll continue to attack the body. He's sunk 2 or 3 really good left hooks into the midsection. Clearly hurt Joshua. Good hand speed there from White.
Yeah, it's just about mixing your shots. It's not, you don't have to put hurtful punches out every time. Just mix your shots, vary your offense, and you can have that trickery and keep your guy guessing. See what he's doing, trying to put a jab to the stomach so Joshua lowers his hands and then put the right hand up to the head.
Joshua lands a swinging left hook, but White has soaked up a lot of Joshua's best shots already and is still there.
One thing I don't like Joshua's doing is allowing White to be first constantly. You want to be first. Use the jab first. You know, it's always White initiating.
Yep, he's looked slow and kind of heavy-legged, Joshua. As I say, he's never had to fight like this before. And I wonder if all that kind of muscle-bound stuff.
Yeah, and I think he's thinking too much about throwing a big shot. Sometimes just use that jab, see what it opens up for you. You know, you gotta use that jab right there. You know, maybe it'll open up the big shot eventually. I think he's thinking too much about the big shot.
Look at his breathing, guys. He's blowing. This is a guy that's never been past 3. He's never worked up a sweat before. He's being dragged into something here, and it's Dylan White that's doing the dragging at the moment. I don't think Joshua likes where this is going. Now, can White keep this up?
Another question. We've never seen Joshua go this many rounds. As the fight progresses, will he keep his power, or will the power diminish, especially for the body shots?
Paulie, we've never even seen him taking punches before. We've never seen him getting hit. He's did everything completely his own way. Not tonight.
Yeah, and again, as the fight wears out and he starts, you know, fatiguing and taking those body shots, will his power be the same? We'll find out.
Well, you keep talking about the jab, Paulie. That's there for Dylan White all night because Joshua's head movement is non-existent.
Yeah, and it's also just keeping Joshua busy. He's not able to set up his own offense if he's being jabbed at, and he's got to be defensive on the jab.
Again, a look downstairs from Dylan White.
Nice
Joshua looks for the response, though. He gets it. Decent straight jab from Joshua as well, but White grits his teeth, soaks it up. He's really in this thing. Already the longest fight Anthony Joshua's been in.
Yeah, and what a fight it's been. He's having to fight for survival every second. A terrific effort from White.
And Jonathan Banks very animated in the White corner.
He's too stiff, Jim. He's too stiff with his, even when he throws that jab. Anthony Joshua's just a bit too stiff.
Well, really having to work. Tony Sims, Peter Sims there with him, his brother. Round 4. Anthony Joshua has never been here. Dylan White has once. Solid left hand to start with from Joshua.
With the power that Joshua has, it's more important for White to remain disciplined on his game plan. When you have the kind of power Joshua has, sometimes you can stray from the plan, although you'd like to see him stay disciplined. But White has to stay disciplined all the time.
Joshua's timing his punches much better in this round. His timing was pretty non-existent in the previous round, but this is better.
But he still hasn't got rid of White. White is still nipping away at him.
I like what White just did there. He didn't throw a punch, but he stepped into Joshua's chest, initiated a clinch so he could back him up in the clinch. That way he got himself off the ropes.
Yeah, and he's keeping his chin out of harm's way. He's been caught maybe high in the head, but not the chin.
Joshua's starting to try to get the timing on the jab of White. He's trying to come over the top with the right hand. We'll see if he eventually finds a target. I've seen him try it a few times already.
Part of this is for a little bit easier for Joshua is that White has slowed down. And he just tried to launch an assault there that lacked any kind of cohesiveness at all. White then does land a right-hand counter because it was Joshua was horribly short with his attack as well.
Good work there from Joshua.
Yeah, nice combination himself.
Better again from Joshua, but again White soaks it up straight back in front of him. Did you see that? Right back in his face.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up that mental edge. Psychology of a fight, so important.
Well, White hasn't gone as far as proving Joshua's a fake yet. Not at all. Again, a slip from the legs as Joshua landed again, but again White bouncing straight back at him.
White's taking the punches better now.
Exactly, yeah, these are the punches that Joshua's been knocking people out with. White's taking them and he's still in there and coming back.
That's what I mean. As the rounds progress, how will Joshua's power hold up? That was the question. Although give Dylan White credit too with the chin he's got.
He's got a terrific chin. Whatever the result here, Paulie and Jim, I don't know if you'd agree with this, Dylan White has already shown enough to suggest he could well be a force. He's still very young himself in the pro game. Here comes Joshua again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's shown smart defense, White, keeping the hands up, getting the chin down, taking the punches that he can't avoid on the forehead. Yeah, it's clever stuff.
And the longer you keep Joshua in the ring, the longer the longest fight of his career goes, and that can play the mind games too. You can see what kind of reactions you get from Anthony Joshua.
Don't forget, Paulie, in a few seconds, Dylan White's going into uncharted territory too.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, new territory for both of them.
Yeah. Again, a punch on the bell has upset Dylan White. There's plenty for both.
Seconds out. Round 5.
Round 5. How many people predicted we'd hear that tonight? Not many. The bookies were convinced it was a Joshua win inside 4. All the ringside experts, their bets have gone up in smoke. Interesting what Carl Froch said earlier when he said he talked to Anthony Joshua and got the sense that AJ wanted some rounds, but I'm sure Carl would agree he didn't want them quite like this. This is torrid. This is tough, and it's draining, and it's White still on the offensive and still scoring. Big right hand. Joshua does connect.
Joshua stole the combination from White. That was the combination White was using. Jab to the stomach, right hand to the head.
White felt it, but again, he's taken it. Joshua, slow, methodical now.
Yeah, I think Josh has got his mind back on the job. I think earlier he thought the job was done. He was a little bit careless, but I think now he knows his career, at this stage of his career, is on the line. So he's back to showing a bit of discipline and thinking what he's doing now.
Yeah, I think he's settled into the fact that this fight will go rounds. So he's got to maintain a game plan and be smart.
That's much better again from Joshua. Terrific counters. But certainly the notion that he can blast his way through Dylan White has gone. He's having to pick his shots, and he's doing just that. This is a really good round for Joshua.
Yeah, he's timing his punches so much better than a couple of rounds ago. This is a real good job he's doing now.
You can tell from his body language that he's released the fact that he was looking for a knockout, and he's just trying to be technical. He's trying to win the rounds and see if it leads to a knockout later in the fight.
Well, I thought 2 rounds ago, Paulie, I think we talked about it, his body language looked terrible, as you say. Yeah. He's refocused, at least.
Yeah, he re-energized himself, you know. Sometimes you got to make the adjustment. That's part of fighting a 12-rounder. Nice right hand by Joshua. That's part of fighting these 10, 12-round fights, you know. It's something you got to make adjustments on the fly.
Well, it's a massive learning experience, this, for both of them, isn't it? It really is. Neither of them have had it easy tonight. And it's been pretty easy for both of them thus far.
Oh, good body shot.
Yes, Joshua picking all the good shots at the moment. White not throwing back much at all.
And we talked about earlier in the fight how White was always first. Now Joshua is starting to take the tempo away from White. And he's doing a good job of getting off the numbers of punches.
And White is breathing very, very heavily now.
And I think White is kind of volunteering to move back. He's not been driven back by Joshua. I think he's running out of steam. The body shots that he's had to take, the powerful head shots as well, they definitely sap it out of you. But full credit to him, what a show he's putting up here.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of fight that's testing both guys mentally, but I think both guys will become better fighters off of an experience like tonight.
Well, I thought it'd be all over in 2. I'm not alone. So did David Hay. David, we've been proved wrong, haven't we? What do you make of this?
We definitely have. Dylan White has come in with a great game plan. He's using his superior speed, and he's really put it on Anthony Joshua. And this is the first time I've seen Anthony Joshua take any flush shots. You know, his legs went a little bit, but he's holding it together, and we're actually seeing him having to dig a little deep here. You know, this is what professional boxing is all about. You can't just expect to hit people and have people fall over. Dylan White is putting some tests in front of him. So far, he's passing the test, but it's getting very, very interesting. I'm really enjoying how this fight's unfolding. Now let's see what Anthony Joshua comes out with in the second half of the fight. As in the first half, taking too many unanswered punches a little slow. Let's see him find his second win and push into the second half of the fight now.
Thanks, David. David, of course, could be looking at a future opponent here. He's back in business these days. And who would have believed this? Round 6. Anthony Joshua has weathered a storm. He's landed some terrific shots on Dylan White. White has soaked it all up.
Yeah, in a couple of rounds he was doing not too bad himself. A fair bit of damage, White. It's been a terrific effort from him.
Joshua made an adjustment to that right hand. He's getting underneath it now. As opposed to before, he was going straight back, so he was either hitting him or at least driving him back. He's doing a better job of not losing ground on the jab. Even when White jabs at him, Joshua's maintaining his distance. That way he's able to counter back like that.
Yeah, and Josh is looking a bit more comfortable than he was a couple of rounds ago as well. He looks things that was low.
It was. Just to amplify what you were saying, White is really struggling to land clean, isn't he?
Yeah, Josh is keeping him at the range that he wants him at.
Just a second ago, White tried the same shot that hurt Joshua in round 2, that catching that right hand, the jab, and throwing the left hook, but Joshua was smart enough to catch it.
That accuracy and that hand speed are back for Joshua now. These combinations are ripping through Dylan White's defenses. Again, White soaking it all up.
Now, these were just kind of arm punches that White was throwing there. I think he's really feeling the pace. Huge effort. I think the body shots have knocked some out of him as well. Oh, terrific. Needs a few more of those.
But Joshua took that one really well. No distress flares went up when that right hand landed. You wondered about Joshua's power and how that would hold up, Paulie. You wonder what kind of power White is still carrying at this stage. And again, Joshua finding it too easy to tag him at the moment. But White, to his commendable credit, keeps firing back every time he does get tagged. And look at this, giving it a go again.
I'll tell you what, even if Joshua's not throwing the thunder that he was before, he's still boxing nicely in spots. But every round this fight goes is testing both guys more and more mentally. Neither guy has gone this far, and it's just, they have to dig deeper and deeper. Even Joshua was winning the fight.
Well, Joshua will find out, is finding out tonight what the game is all about. Everything's too much his own way up to now. This is totally different. He's having to fight for every success he gets here.
It's a welcome to pro boxing in a way.
Yep.
And what are we finding out about Dillian Whyte, guys? Are we looking at a potential contender in this division?
I agree. He's made a name for himself tonight, no matter how this fight ends.
Tag there with a beautiful right-hand counter. And again, Joshua can't shift him. And then a switch from body to head again from Joshua. What a good fight this is. Way better somewhere tomorrow.
Don't jinx it just yet.
Oh yeah, a long way to go. But who would have believed this? Yeah, do not adjust your set. Round 7. We never ask for a scorecard from Jim Watt when Anthony Joshua is working. There's our first one ever. Joshua in control, but far from comfortable.
And we're only halfway through.
It's actually not accurate, my scorecard. I actually have given White 2 rounds. I think we need to adjust that. I'll give White obviously the round where he hurt the shot. Terrific!
Finally got him. Is this the breakthrough? White looking to hold on.
This time he is holding, unlike he did in round 1.
Rocked by that big right hand. Joshua looking to size him up. Gets another right hand through. White looking to try and hold. Lands a right hand of his own. Terrific response again from White.
He's in shape. I tell you, to get through all this stuff, he's in shape.
Incredible that White is still there. Joshua not letting him off the hook. Howard Foster having a close look now.
But as long as White returns fire once in a while,
which he is doing,
Foster
but look at the legs. There's a grin from White, but the legs are betraying him, and down he goes.
He's hurt. The way he went down.
Surely no way up here for Dillian Whyte. It's stopped. It's over. Dramatic and unbelievable at the finish. Joshua asked a lot of questions tonight. Came up with the answer when it mattered, and it was a brutal finish.
I think White's still trying to get up.
White's still in some distress.
I think he thinks the fight's still going on. Like he's trying to beat the count or something.
They've got the paramedics in there with the oxygen.
I think it's just the fighter's pride. He doesn't want to be on the floor. They're forcing him to stay on the floor. Well, it's just a precaution. They're giving him oxygen. That was an energy-sapping fight. He is exhausted and he's hurt. So the medics are doing the right thing. But full credit to Anthony Joshua. He turned it on when it was needed.
His career, no harm again. Let's have another look at the finish. It was clinical.
A shot that it was a right hand from the side as opposed to the 1-2 straight right hand. So that kind of surprised White.
Yeah, it caught him in the temple as well, and quite often that's the punch. The toughest guys you've ever seen get caught there, and it scrambles their brains.
But you see, it's an unorthodox shot. Usually the right hand comes straight. He throws it from around the side, and it kind of shocked White. He didn't see it coming.
Yeah, but that's the same punch in the jaw. It might drop you. If it doesn't, you can recover from it quickly. But the side of the head there, it just scrambles your brains, and you don't recover from it, and you never got the chance to recover from it.
Yep.
Full credit the way he coped with it. He grabbed hold, he ducked, he dived. Then when the time was right, he tried to throw back. But by that point, in an exhausting fight, I think it had been knocked out of him. And there's the finisher. Terrific uppercut.
You knew there was no way back from that.
Yeah, you could tell the way he went down. He was lifeless.
Right in front of us as well. It was a wicked shot to finish with. A lot of pent-up frustration in that uppercut. and it just destroyed Dylan White.
Yeah, the power, the strength, the energy when he finally fully got on top, poured it on. Terrific finish from Joshua. Full credit, we're giving a lot of credit to White. Obviously, he deserves it. But we've got to give it to Joshua. He's the man who came out on top, did what had to be done.
Ryan McDermott on the left, Sean Wayne on the right. And what a night for Oliver and Rhys Walton, grandsons of the Leeds director Jeff Walton. An extremely proud man that the Rhinos are here tonight. And of course, for his two young men coming out with Kevin Sinfield and the boys.
Very impressive start from the Rhinos here. Confident as you would expect from them.
McIlaurin from dummy half finds his captain O'Loughlin. He finds Smith. This now is Liam Farrell, and this is a break on here for Wigan. Two on the left, one inside him in Bowen. He finds Burgess. Burgess escapes the net, and Burgess gets the first try for the Wigan Warriors. Joe Burgess, 21 years of age next Wednesday. His farewell appearance in a Wigan jersey, and he has given Wigan the perfect start. Burrow to Maguire. Back it comes then to Mitch Garbutt. What a story for Garbutt. A win would give him his third trophy in only his 14th Rhinos appearance tonight. Incredible. He plays the ball to Burrow. Here is Sinfield. Slides the kick in. Oh! What a try from Maguire. Leeds respond immediately. And Ryan Hall is scrapped to the ground by Joe Tompkins.
One drive, Eddie. Oh, he's offloaded it.
And here comes Maguire. Short ball to Watkins, put down. Referee says play on. Oh, he's giving it to Moon, and Moon will score. But this will go upstairs, I'm sure. Burrow trying to do exactly that, and Burrow underneath Bateman and Mossop couldn't do so. Cuthbertson again spins away from Mossop, gets the offload away to Burrow. He finds Maguire. Maguire then with a looping pass wide, finds Tom Briscoe. Briscoe's got Watkins. Watkins down the line. Watkins inside to Maguire. Second try for Maguire. Second try for Danny Maguire. And Burgess is there.
That was tremendous work there by Kevin Sinfield. Williams is getting the ball away.
O'Loughlin high, looking for Don Manfredi, only finding Ryan. Oh no! He's picked his pocket, there's Manfredi! Dominic Manfredi has scored the first try in the second half. As Bateman gets to his feet eventually, he plays the ball to Powell. This is Matty Smith, back he comes to Bowen. Bowen is through! Bowen is through! Oh! Furby Turner! Bowen under the sticks for Wigan, levels the score.
Couldn't offload.
Maguire, last tackle, so he hoists the kick to the left-hand side. Oh, it's come back to the... Here is Kindhold, and that's Walters. Josh Walters. The young substitutes come off the bench, and he's levelled the match in his first grand final. In fact, it's in his first playoff game.
You never say never with this outfit, do you? And with the leadership of Kevin Sinfield, but what about the kick from Danny Maguire? Remember, it was Danny Maguire that just popped up. Little kick over the top against Huddersfield that ensured that Ryan Hall scored that dramatic try with only seconds remaining, and it lifted the league leaders' shield. Can this kick put them nearer to the treble?
Well, you'd back Sinfield to kick this, but look at the crowd here at Old Trafford, and he holds his nerve because Kevin Sinfield. Leeds are back in front. Josh Walters' only previous try this year in a 70-6 win over Salford. Watch this again.
Eddie, and as a youngster, you dream of scoring these tries in big games. Started his career playing rugby union in North Yorkshire, came to the Rhinos on trial a couple of years ago.
Inside the last 5 seconds.
They've got to get a kick away.
Counting down.
They've got to get
fans. There's the kick wide, looking for Manfredi. Off Burrow, off at Maguire, into the arms of Hall. They have won the treble. Leeds Rhinos have won the treble. Brian McDermott has won the treble.
And Ponting.
The good news is it's Andrew Flintoff coming into the attack. There was that scare when he was batting. Very strange, he was in a lot of pain for a while. I wonder if he trapped a nerve or something, but anyway, seemed to get looser and played extremely well with the bat. Seemed towards the endings to swing quite freely, so he comes in with the ball in his hand.
Well, it looked as if it was going to be Simon Jones as first change, but Michael Vaughan, as we said previously, when he wants a wicket, who does he turn to? It's usually Flintoff. A touch of inspiration. The field will be interesting. He's on a hat-trick as well, let's not forget that.
I wonder if he remembers it. I bet he doesn't.
Took the last 2 wickets to fall in Australia's innings. LBW Gillespie, that's a goner. Michael Kaspervic also, first ball, first delivery, so he's 2 in 2. Hat-trick delivery this. I wonder if they know. Does it matter to them?
Here he comes. It's a good line. Gaining taller bowlers. Just feel that if anything is going to happen with these guys, that it should be more obvious, more exaggerated because of the height that Flintoff, Harmison and in particular bowl from.
Management will be very relieved at that first delivery. 87, 88 miles an hour from Flintoff. These are the 2 deliveries that ended Australia's innings.
He's got him. He's got the breakthrough. Andrew Flintoff does it again. He's having a pretty good match, isn't he?
He's some player, Flintoff. Who does he turn to? And look who he's prized out. And it is a big prize, is this, Justin Langer. Stickability. He's like a limpet out there for Australia, not anymore. Who does he turn to? Michael Vaughan, Andrew Flintoff, shoulder or not. Come and have a ball around the wicket. Second delivery, 86 miles an hour. Perfect length. Little inside edger off the elbow. Touch of bounce. He's done it again. Andrew Flintoff, second delivery. Works the oracle for England. Langer has gone for 28 and it's 47 for 1.
Ricky Ponting, the captain's out there. Looked in good nick the first innings. 61. Played very well. Be disappointed the way he got out as well. But listen to the buzz in this ground now. Some atmosphere. Here comes Andrew Flintoff. Big shot. Now, has it come back? No,
big shout. Ricky Ponting gets a long way over. Height, I think, is the thing to look at.
Well, was Billy Bowden twitching there? New batsman at the crease. It's Ricky Ponting, Australia's captain. A big nip backer from Flintoff. Suspicious look at the pitch from Ricky Ponting. A massive appeal from England. You might see that it's a touch high. Mulcahy will probably tell us it's high. It's high.
There's movement. Oh, just short of an gully. Well, he's done it again, Andrew Flintoff. He's got the crowd going. He's got his team going. This is going to be an interesting passage of play. It's 15-20 minutes. You don't really want to leave and make a cup of tea, do you? You're going to miss something. Something's going to happen in this game.
You feel that you are going to miss anything if you move away from the game. Australia's captain is in. Just a reminder, he goes hard at the ball. Wonderful player. Billy's having nothing of that either.
He's causing problems, and I think the way Andrew Flintoff bowls, bangs it into the pitch. We're already seeing a little bit of variation. Ricky Ponting's having a long look at this pitch, just wondering whether he needs a back padding.
Well, you can certainly change the field, Michael Vaughan, with these three fielders saving one on the offside. Australia's captain is under extreme pressure here. He's been wrapped a couple of times on the pads. Hurried shot into the gully. He's been out there for 3 deliveries. It's still 2 slips in a gully. Change here. There's a change here. That's close.
Well, I think he's got it exactly right. He's brought the short leg in. Just changing the personnel here. It's Peterson. And the covers. There's one of them wasted at square leg. There's Matthew Horrard to that square leg position. Here comes Flintoff. No ball is the call. Well, speed's up there. 90 miles an hour. He's pumped up, Andrew Flintoff. Never played in an Ashes series before. Was out with a hernia last time these two teams clashed. Feels he has a point to prove.
And he slipped himself and he slipped a gear. Flintoff here. First over again. How many times do we see that? Flintoff into the attack wicket.
There's a big shout. He's gone. It's the wicket. Andrew Flintoff is turning this game around. He did it with the bat first up today, now with the ball. Comes into the attacks, 2 wickets. Ponting's gone. 48 for 2.
Magnificent piece of bowling this, Andrew Flintoff. Every delivery on the button. And just remember, it was a no ball that's allowed him to bowl that last delivery at Ricky Ponting. Australia's captain, what a wonderful player he is. Put under extreme pressure here by Flintoff, hard at the ball. Geraint Jones with a high catch. Flintoff has done it again for England. 2 wickets in the over. Langer and Ponting. Flintoff celebrates. Ponting departs Australia, 48 for 2.
The final event on the track of the 1991 World Championships is the 4x400 metre relay, and this promises to be something really exciting. The United States, the favourites in 5. Britain, fancied by a lot of people to push them hard. On the inside, it'll be Morocco, sign of their growing versatility as an athletics power, but they've made it to a 400 metre relay final. The Cubans in 2. Well, they could do with a new Wantarina, quite frankly, but they've made the final. Great Britain in 3, and the interesting thing here is that Roger Black won't be on the anchor leg. They've switched him tactically to the lead-off leg. Black, the European champion and world silver medalist. So So the idea is that Black will shake up the Americans. Jamaica there, useful team. O'Connor, the World Student Games champion. Winthrop Graham, silver in the hurdles. United States, Valmon, Watts, Everett, Pettigrew, but no Michael Johnson. Understand there was some late suggestion he might have been included in the team, but he's flown home. Yugoslavia, a national record to qualify, sub 3 minutes. Not a bad team at all. Really did run out of their skins in the semis, the Yugoslavs. The Germans without Thomas Schönleber, and that's a big blow for them. He's injured. And on the outside, the Kenyans reinstated after their second runner, Kemboy, ran out of his lane in the semi-finals. Decision was taken that they gained no material advantage from that and hadn't impeded anybody. But the United States and Great Britain, firm allies of course politically, but bitter rivals here on the track. The lineup is Morocco, Cuba, Great Britain, Jamaica, the world and Olympic champions, the United States, Yugoslavia, Germany and Kenya. And away they go. And will the tactic that the British have used to shake up the Americans work here, of using Roger Black on the first leg? He is their ace. The Americans, they have Andrew Valmon, who finished behind Black in the individual event. The relays, though, can sometimes be a different story. The Kenyans are going fast towards the outside here, by the look of things too. Valmon is beginning to really turn up the gas around that bend for the Americans. Black's having to work to hold on to him, and Valmon's done well here. And Black's made no material impression on the Americans, so has that worked? Well, we'll see later. And the handover coming up now. Who's going to hand over first? America and Britain right together. The stagger just a little bit hard to read, of course, and the Kenyans on the outside.
Well, the opening leg by Roger Black, I think he was fractionally in lead, 44.8.
Now it's Derek Redmond going for Britain, and for the United States, Quincy Watts. Watts, who gave up his place in the individual event. And Great Britain have the lead at the moment.
But Quincy Watts looked brilliant yesterday. He ran a 43.9 leg in the heat, and he's running that sort of speed again today.
Britain with Redmond in first place. Quincy Watts attacking him for the United States. Close between the big two. The Kenyans are just ahead of the Jamaicans for third and fourth. Quincy Watts did a good job, and he hands over in the lead. Now, for the Americans on the third leg, it's Danny Everett, the bronze medalist in the individual event, and John Regis, who's run very few 400 metres, but ran a sub 44 at the European Championships last year. Question mark how well he'll go. But it's America 1, Britain 2, close for third place.
And a brilliant run by Quincy Watts. I've timed him in 43.6 and Derek Redmond in 44 seconds.
Up front, United States and Great Britain still locked in a terrific battle. Kenya and Jamaica third and fourth, Germany 5, Yugoslavia 6. John Regis starts to attack Danny Everett. What a leg Regis has run here. He's held on to one of the top 400-metre runners in the world, and he's really a 200-metre specialist. And they hand over this time. Still America and Britain, hardly anything between them. A tremendous battle this really is between them. And it's going to be Pettigrew against Akabusi on the last leg. Pettigrew, the individual champion. Akabusi, bronze medalist in the 400-metre hurdles.
44.2 for Regis.
200 metres to go. Pettigrew under threat. Surely Akabusi can't do this, can he, against the 400-metre specialist. USA 1, Britain 2. The race for the bronze medal being led by the Jamaicans at the moment. Pettigrew hung on. Here comes Akabusi on his outside. Chris Akabusi trying to drive for the goal. Pettigrew is tying up, and Chris Akabusi, this will be a tremendous victory if he does, and he does! It's Britain's gold! USA silver, and Jamaica get the bronze medal, and that was a tremendous run from Chris Akabusi, the 400-metre hurdler, to beat the individual 400-metre champion on the last leg. 2 minutes 57.54, and Britain upset the Americans and take the gold.
Wow, that was a great team performance by the British athletes. Chris Akabusi wasn't, in fact, the fastest runner. He ran 44.5. Just to run through the splits, I've got Black 44.8, Redmond 44 seconds, Regis 44.2, Akabusi 44.8, and a very close match, wasn't it? A great race between the British and the American teams.
Right now, the goal of the season competition for 1992, as we try to find a worthy successor to last year's winner, Roy Wegerle, who scored a wonderful individual goal for Queen's Park Rangers at Leeds to take our trophy. And this is the trophy. Now, we've selected 20 of the best this season. The next week, we'll cut them down to the final 6 and ask you to select your best 3 in order. Well, full details of the prizes on offer are on next week's show. And all you have to do today, sit back and enjoy the top 20.
The opening day of the season provided our first contender. Keep your eye on David Hurst of Sheffield Wednesday.
Bit of a soft touch, and Palmer able to feed Hurst, who brings it onto his left foot. What a start to the season for David Hurst. And what a start for Wednesday.
Mark Ward has always been an Evertonian, but he only joined his boyhood heroes at the start of this season. Ward hasn't scored many goals in his career with Oldham, West Ham and Manchester City, but they've usually been spectacular. And this effort against Arsenal in August was no exception. Our third goal is from Leeds United's young Welsh international Gary Speed against Southampton.
Chapman now for Speed. Hodges made a break for him. Speed! A fantastic goal! Gary Speed with a smile all over his face.
Arsenal didn't go far in the European Cup, but their victory over Austria Vienna provided great memories for Alan Smith.
Merson. He's got the better of Pozonic. Flick to the outside of the boot. A terrific goal again. A hat-trick for Alan Smith.
Aston Villa's Dwight York is one of the most exciting new talents to emerge in the First Division. York, discovered when Villa played on tour in Trinidad and Tobago, has a typically West Indian style, off-the-cuff skill which is almost impossible to smother. This magnificent goal against Nottingham Forest in September, typical of his talent. Chelsea's Andy Townsend is rated highly by every manager in the First Division. Townsend has skill and strength, uses the ball well, and occasionally comes up with a gem of a goal, like this against Queen's Park Rangers. Who can possibly replace Gary Lineker when he's lost to the First Division at the end of the season? This goal, one of so many in his farewell campaign.
Lineker, Allen, Samways, Vanden Hauwe. That's neat stuff. Allen on towards Gary Lineker. What a superb goal! Oh, that's broken the ice.
Ray Houghton has been a surprising source of goals this season, and this one was vintage Liverpool.
Liverpool always prepared to go back if it means making more room. And again, it's a lovely build-up. Houghton with the finish. Oh, it's a magnificent goal.
Goal I was scored by the young player of the season, Ryan Giggs of Manchester United against West Ham.
Chelsea's coming infield and leaving room for McClare to go on. Oh, and it's Giggs! What a volley!
Tottenham's Paul Allen doesn't come up with too many, certainly not too many like this one against Coventry.
That's a good ball by Stewart. Allen. Oh, what a tremendous goal that was! Paul Allen gives Tottenham the lead with as good a left-foot strike as you'll see all season.
Scott Gemmell has blossomed into a top-class player in Nottingham Forest midfield, weighing in with some crucial and skillful goals.
Crosby. Charles making a storming run down the right. And the first-time cross to Sheringham.
and lifted towards Gebel. It's a superb goal. Liverpool's Dean Saunders has had problems fitting in at Anfield, but his goal-scoring rate has been as impressive as ever.
Played in for Saunders, a great chance now. A terrific goal. It's 1-1.
Clayton Blackmore of Manchester United is a goal-scoring defender who doesn't believe in simple tap-ins.
It's Blackmore again. Oh, he's found the range this time. Pick that out.
Leeds United's championship challenge has been led by the goal-scoring qualities of Lee Chapman. He's had a marvellous season.
Dorigo. That's good running and a fine ball. Speed. First time towards Chapman. Oh, a magnificent goal by Lee Chapman.
No team in the First Division can match the current form of Sheffield United once a hot tip for relegation. They've lost only 3 times in 18 games since the start of the year. This superb goal by Michael Lake against Southampton, typical of their flowing confidence. Paul Merson suddenly found his Arsenal place under threat when Ian Wright was signed, or so we thought. Merson's versatility enabled him to switch to a new role in Arsenal's midfield, and he's revelled in it, enjoying his best season ever. 2 second division players have forced their way into our next selections. First, Stuart Ripley of Middlesbrough against Peterborough.
Ripley through the middle for a change. There goes Ripley. Could he go all the way, Luke? Ripley checks. Oh, that is an absolutely marvellous goal from Stuart Ripley.
Our Friday night favourites, Tranmere Rovers, came up with some beauties. Tony Thomas scoring the most recent against Portsmouth. An unwilling assist by their goalkeeper Alan Knight, but what a cool finish by Thomas for goal R. Eric Cantona is an artist off the field and on it. Leeds United's Frenchman has added brain to the brawn of their title bid, superbly demonstrated by this classic piece of skill against Chelsea. Not many players capable of scoring a goal like that. Our final choice, goal T, was scored by Newcastle's Gavin Peacock, and it's one his famous manager would have been very proud of.
It's in for Peacock, trying to turn Whelan. It's a good shot. What a brilliant goal. Gavin Peacock.
And that completes our top 20, a very difficult choice.
Well, marking him down there, Jim, it's a very difficult choice, isn't it?
It's going to be very hard, and you and I have got to judge the top 6, haven't we? You can join us, all right, pal?